Call of Duty went from this to this.
It's an ambush! Time to get to work. One down, two to go. What a bunch of suckers!
Back then, you bought Call of Duty for griping campaigns, tense multiplayer matches, and the pure rush of pulling off a game-winning kill streak. Now, you log in to see if you can dress your soldier like a cyberpunk samurai while holding an assault rifle that can shoot rainbow tracer rounds. Once the king of the FPS genre, Call of Duty is now half a game and half an overpriced digital shopping mall. So let's talk about how it went from revolutionizing shooters to being a carnival of season battle passes, cosmetic overloads, and store tabs that load faster than the actual game. It all started in 2003. Infinity Ward, a relatively small team made up of Medal of Honor veterans, released the first Call of Duty. It was competing in a crowded space. World War II shooters were everywhere at the time, but it stood out immediately. Where Medal of Honor made you feel like a lone hero, Call of Duty focus was on squad-based chaos, and also took some inspiration from certain World War II movies. Bullets whiz past your head, and your AI squad mates barked orders or panicked in the heat of the battle. And the game pushed you throughout multiple perspectives, American, British, and Soviet campaigns, to make you feel part of a global conflict. It also pioneered the now standard aim down sights mechanic that made gunplay feel weighty and deliberate. Reviewers praised it for immersion. Players loved it, and it sold well enough to justify sequels. Call of Duty 2 arrived in 2005. It was a technical showcase for the brand new Xbox 360. Larger battles, more open maps, a better AI, and incredible visuals for its time. These no-Soviet missions, desert tank assaults, and Normandy landings were cinematic in a way shooters hadn't fully mastered yet. For a lot of early 360 owners, it was the game that showed off their console power. It also introduced regenerating health, controversial at the time, replacing medkits with taking cover to heal, a system most modern shooters would copy. Call of Duty 3 came in 2006. Developed by Treyarch instead of Infinity Ward, it was still a World War II game, but it had a shorter development cycle. Solid but not groundbreaking. And that's because the real game changer was just a year away. 2007. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Infinity Ward left World War II behind and brought the franchise into the present day. Modern weapons, global hotspots, shadowy politics, a complete tonal shift. The campaign was tightly scripted, full of cinematic moments, for example the AC gunship mission, or the nuke scene that left many of us stunned. Multiplayer introduced persisting leveling, unlockable weapons, perks, and kill streaks. It was very addictive and competitive, and for many people the start of their online gaming obsession. Modern Warfare didn't just sell well, it became the standard for multiplayer FPS design. Halo was still huge at the time, but Call of Duty had taken the lead for players who wanted fast, grounded, skill-based gunfights. Modern Warfare 2 in 2009 turned everything up a notch. Bigger set pieces, more outrageous kill streaks, and maps like Terminal and Rust became legendary. The campaign pushed boundaries with missions like No Russian.
No Russian.
And it sparked media controversy, but cemented Call of Duty as a series willing to take risks. It sold millions on day one, breaking entertainment sales records. Black Ops followed in 2010. A Cold War setting, espionage focus, and the now iconic zombies mode that was already seen in World at War was now fully fleshed out as a co-op experience. By Black Ops 2 in 2012, Call of Duty was at its peak, branching campaign choices, futuristic tech, and an online community that felt massive and alive. These were the years when everyone you knew played Call of Duty, but dominance breeds fatigue. Here's the thing about launching a new Call of Duty every single year. It sounds ambitious, but it's a double-edged sword. With roughly 12 months to deliver a full game, teams had to rush. There wasn't time for major innovations or rethinking gameplay, so instead, what you got was a lot of copy-pasting. Maps, weapons, mechanics, or even campaign teams often recycled or lightly tweaked. New games felt less like fresh experience and more like Call of Duty X, the sequel that we need to ship. The annual release cycle helped keep the brand visible and profitable, but it also bred creativity stagnation. Players started noticing the similarities and excitement faded. Call of Duty Ghost in 2013 was technically fine, but it lacked an identity. The new generation of consoles had just arrived, and while Ghost was cross-platform, it didn't really feel like next-gen. Its biggest talking point was a playable dog. Advanced Warfare in 2014 introduced jetpacks and exosuits. It marked the start of Call of Duty futuristic era. Some players loved the mobility, and others felt it strayed too far from what made Call of Duty fun, grounded, and fast gunplay. Black Ops 3 doubled down on advanced movement. Infinity Warfare in 2016 took the series into space. But by then, many players were burned out on sci-fi themes. The reveal trailer for Infinity Warfare became one of the most disliked gaming videos on YouTube. This era also brought aggressive monetization. Loot boxes became central, offering random cosmetic rewards for real money. Players were frustrated. Competitive integrity suffered when certain weapon variants offered stat boosts. It was a clear shift. Instead of just selling a $16 game with map packs, Activision was building an ongoing revenue machine. Then came Modern Warfare 2019, a reboot promising a return to form. The campaign was grounded and intense, multiplayer was polished, and gameplay, it was the best I had in years. But then Warzone arrived in early 2020, free-to-play, cross-platform, and dropping right as COVID lockdowns began. Tens of millions of players jumped in, but Warzone also sped up Call of Duty transformation into a live service economy. Battle passes, rotating cosmetic bundles, themed events, crossovers with action movies, comic book heroes. The focus shift from consistent gameplay improvements to seasonal content drops designed to sell cosmetics. The gameplay evolution tells you the whole story. When early Call of Duty was delivering pacing, small maps and tight gunplay, the futuristic era was more of vertical movement, high-tech weapons, and niche appeal to the new Warzone era. High mobility, armor systems, and meta-driven loadouts, and a cosmetic overload. Underneath it all, the core shooting mechanics remain excellent. The feel of firing a weapon in Call of Duty is still unmatched, but the player relationship with the game has changed. It's no longer about a complete polished package on day one. It's about an ongoing drip feed of seasonal content, each designed to keep you playing and, of course, spending your money. Call of Duty didn't fold because it forgot how to make shooters. It fell because the business model shifted from delivering the best competitive FPS to maximizing players' spending in a live service marketplace. But series still sells millions every year. But the cultural moment when Call of Duty defined gaming is gone. It's still fun and it's still capable of greatness, but it's also a reminder that even the biggest franchise can lose focus when the store becomes more important than the actual game. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and see you soon, random internet brother.